Hello, Cancer. Welcome to your March 2023 tarot card reading. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. For those of you who are new here, my name is Jane. Thank you all so much for being here. So March is a huge month, and astrologically, we astrologers have been looking at March 2023 for a really long time. Now, I am going to be posting the astrology segments in a separate video in the next couple of days. So this video is only going to be the tarot card reading. But if you want to get notified for that astrology segment, please make sure to subscribe and hit the little bell because there is just so much going on in March. It's definitely one of the months that's like a must see, must pay attention, must know. So anyway, this video is only going to be the tarot card reading. Please make sure to check out your sun, moon, or rising sign. And if you're here for love, you're more than welcome to check out your Venus sign as well. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get straight into the reading. Hello, Cancer. Welcome to your monthly tarot card reading for March 2023. So let's take a look here, starting with my intuitive deck. What does Cancer need to know for the month of March 2023? Okay, I'm hearing signals. It's the word I'm getting, signals. Cancer, it's going to be so important for you to pay attention to the signals that you are emitting and to understand that what you're feeling and what you're thinking is not as easily hidden as you might like to think it is. Okay, so if you're thinking something and you're feeling something, people are going to pick up on it, and you're going to pick up on it with other people too. That's the thing about Pisces energy, right? Pisces season, we have a sun coming into a conjunction with Neptune. So that more telepathic, metaphysical sensitivity is really, really strong. So, I'm not saying to act without really knowing for sure. I think we should still, validate our intuitive notions, but chances are, probably 9 times out of 10, yes, that intuitive feeling that you're getting might prove to be right. So when it comes to other people's intentions, when it comes to, any kind of reading between the lines with whatever someone is saying, or just a vibe that you pick up when you walk into a room, 9 times out of 10, your intuitive notions are going to be right. But I would highly suggest, allowing people to still prove to you that you're right. But remember that you're just as transparent to them as well. And it's going to be very challenging for Cancer to really hide anything. But I think that's good because it kind of forces you to be as authentic as you possibly can. Not saying you aren't normally, but this is a time, this is a card. It's like you just got to be super straightforward. Say what you think, say what you feel. Your words need to match the expression on your face. Okay, because if they don't, if you're like, no, everything's fine, but then there's like this look of despair on your face, it's going to kind of really send a lot of weird things out there. And I think if you want people to be open and transparent and honest with you, you are going to have to do that with them as well. And some of you are going to have some real conversations with people that you love and care about regarding situations that are full of tension and are really uncomfortable. But if you approach it truthfully, honestly, authentically, likely you will be able to resolve whatever issue needs to be resolved. But it really is all about signals. So pay attention to what you're feeling. Pay attention to what you're picking up. I wouldn't doubt yourself too much this month, okay? So let's take a look here. What else does the universe need from Cancer? We have the Fool. Okay, beautiful. Now, this card has a blindfold on the Fool. And she's holding a flower, but then there's this snake right there too. Okay, so again, you do need to be aware. I don't want anyone to just blindly jump into something or out of something simply because they got a feeling. And even though that feeling may prove to be right, you do need people to truly show you how right you actually are. Because there's still that chance, that 1 out of 10 chance that you're wrong. Okay? And I think you would kind of kick yourself or regret if you didn't stick around long enough to know for sure whether or not you were right. Okay? For some reason, I feel like Cancer needs some kind of proof of something. I don't really know exactly what that means, but Cancer is needing proof of something, that something's going to work out, or someone who's saying, oh, trust me, that they're actually trustworthy or something like that. Interestingly enough, the Fool card is actually giving me a feeling of caution, which is kind of like opposite of what the Fool normally means, but I'm feeling caution, being intelligent at least with your decision making. And you might be a little bit slower with making decisions this month, just simply because you do want to be sure, and just simply because you do want to validate the signals that you're picking up from everybody. Okay? And there's nothing wrong with that, because then if you have those signals and those intuitive notions verified as true, you'll feel so strong and so secure in whatever comes next. And that's where you really want to be, in that place of security. Because if you act on an impulse with still not really knowing, you might have to circle back, and you may have to kind of go through another loop or another round. And I don't think Cancer really wants to do that right now. Okay. The thing that Cancer is really underrated for is that, even though the moon is fluctuating, it's the fastest moving entity in the sky. Okay. It moves really, really, really fast. Cancer likes to push forward. They like to power through as quickly as they can. Now we have this Page of, I don't know why I'm feeling like so skeptical of the people over here this month. And I don't really know why I'm picking up on that vibe. Like a Page of Cups normally is really lovely, and it can represent, messages and communication. And yeah, you'll have messages and communication, but with the snake in this card, like why the distrust? Why the skepticism? Why the caution? Like, you might be receiving signals from someone else, but you're also receiving signals to be cautious. There's a reason for that. And I think maybe Cancer wants to know why. Why am I intuitively so resistant and skeptical? The Page of Cups is kind of, it can come through in a lot of different ways. It can come through as like an apology. I often see apologies with the Page of Cups. I often see expressions of emotion, like someone telling you how they feel about something. It could be someone talking about their dream, right? But even still, like even if it is someone just talking about their dream, you're over here kind of like, well, you say that's what you want, but all the evidence says something else. So I don't know if I believe that that's what you really want. Something isn't matching up. So let's pull out the rest of the cards and see why I'm feeling that way. Hold on. There's something slippery happening. There's something really slippery. We have the Star, we have the World. That's beautiful. Okay. All right. Now, it doesn't mean you can't sleep on your own dreams. And maybe that's where the focus really needs to be right now, Cancer, is just on your own stuff. Because even here, Page of Cups, I'm like, if someone tries to give you a cup, here's that skepticism right here. And you're like, I don't know. Let me think about it. I'm not really feeling it. Because this seems so minuscule compared as sitting next to like the Star and the World card. Like Cancer has big dreams. There's a big push. There's a big possibility in front of them. It could be multiple areas of your life. It could be like financially and romantically, or professionally and lifestyle wise. It could be breakthroughs with health and really cool friends or something like that, right? There's something big and really good and something worthwhile and worth the investment and something that pulls you in and excites you and really stirs you up in new and fun and exciting ways. That's where Cancer wants to be. Cancer wants to be in this situation where they can focus on the things that make them truly thrive. Because thriving is not just about, your external environment, although that's a part of it, 50% of it probably, but there's something with the internal environment as well. And you want to feel that enthusiasm. You want to feel that joy and that connection with where you're going and what you're doing and what you're producing and creating and all of that. And this World card says Cancer is ready. I mean, we all are in a lot of ways. We are all turning a new leaf in our life. We're opening up this new chapter here. And with this stuff imminent, this kind of stuff feels like what even is the point? Like, why is this Page of Cups trying to give you a cup here? Like, do they not understand or do they not realize that you have all this much, much bigger stuff going on? Do they not realize that their offering is so minuscule compared to what it is that you can do for yourself? Now, I'm not trying to belittle this person. I just feel like they don't have a clue in dealing with you. They're not very clued in. They're not picking up the signals. Okay. I mean, they will once they feel you with your arms crossed sitting here being like, oh, I don't think so. They'll certainly feel that. They'll pick up on it, but it feels so out of context. Because we also have Judgment coming out, which means Cancer is like coming out of this funk, coming out of this, I'm not saying your whole life has been a funk or anything, but it's like everyone is sort of feeling an energy of revitalization or feeling revitalized. And even though Saturn coming into Pisces might be a little bit murky, and I'm not saying it's going to be perfect, but at least you feel like some big era of your life is coming to a close, which is exciting and does instill a feeling of passion. It's like this is a window of time where we start to truly become that person that we've been dreaming about being. And we can feel it happening in our bones. We can feel it happening in our like in the literal cells going through our blood vessels there, right? We can tell that change is happening within us. And this just feels clueless. It just feels clueless. And when I'm saying signals, I'm also feeling with this first card that you're picking up signals from like a future self, if that makes sense. Your future self is like talking to you right now. Like any of you who have ever done any past life or childhood trauma or that type of work, when you go back with your consciousness and you connect with that younger version of yourself, I feel like your future self is doing that for you right now in this moment. And it's offering you comfort and it's offering you advice and validation and a lot of just really good feelings. Cancer is connecting with their future self really, really well. Look at this. This is all about the happiness with the 10 of Cups. And it's interesting that this doesn't really bring that happiness, really, And I'm not saying that all of life has to be happy all the time, because we know that that's silly, okay? Life is life, and it will always just be life. But this one feels really like it falls flat. And there might be a part of you that's like, I should feel happy about this. I should feel a certain way. Please do not go down the rabbit hole of what you think you should feel. You either feel it or you don't. okay? You either feel excited about it or you don't. And honestly, I almost think Cancer may feel a little offended that whoever this person is, like, really is not bringing their A game. Because Cancer is trying to live their A game every day, trying to live their absolute best, and trying to really take that responsibility for becoming who they want to become. And this person doesn't seem to understand that. But here we have the Ace of Coins, which says some great opportunity, at least, will be presented to you, different than this one. This is more real, more substantive, and this is probably something you've already been working for. But I will tell you, the fact that this Ace of Coins comes after the Ten of Cups, which comes after the Judgment, I feel as though this sort of awakening or epiphany feeling has to happen, and then there's kind of a period of elation, and from that period of elation will come some type of reward. And the Ace of Coins probably will feel like a reward. It will feel like someone is giving you something and you genuinely earn it. So this is something that I think you'll take graciously, and you'll plant this seed and you will nurture it and you will truly care for it. And there's probably going to be a lot of happiness when that Ace of Coins shows up. And in a way, it may also feel like a sense of relief, because between the beginning and here, which is probably, first week and a half of March or so, okay? Maybe a little bit later than that, but between this first time frame, you might have a lot of doubt that this will ever happen. And when this comes in, this Four of Cups with the Page of Cups, when this comes in, you may even kind of doubt even a little bit more. Now, it's not that you want to doubt, and it's not that you're feeding your doubt. It's just something that will likely surface. But I do think Cancer will persevere. You're sort of being beamed. I'm also getting like beam me up, Scotty, is what I'm hearing. You're being beamed, okay? Your future self is beaming you in a specific direction. So there's no chance that this isn't going to work out in your favor, okay? So a little bit of disappointment, a little bit of frustration, but then a revelation happens, an epiphany, and then it all works out. But let's see what else comes out in the last row. I think Cancer is going to have an experience that, where they surprise themselves. You surprise yourself in terms of your own capabilities. Death, well, yeah, that makes sense, especially with the World card as well. Nine of Swords. I had a feeling this last row was going to be weird. What's the last card here? And the Hermit. Okay, it's definitely a weird last row. But I'm not worried about it. I think what's happening is growth. Okay? Now, some of you might be needing to disconnect. I actually feel strongly that Saturn in Pisces is going to bring really significant separation. Okay, so a lot of people are going to be leaving groups of friends. You're going to be leaving companies. Now, you'll be going to new ones, but throughout March, I'm seeing a lot of that separation occur. Now, we have a huge month astrologically. Of course, we'll talk about it in the astrology portion, but Saturn and Pluto both transitioning signs. So it makes sense. We truly are finishing off a massive era in our life. So it makes sense that this separation is truly occurring. And this time, it's a lot more final than it has been in a long time. I always use really dramatic language when I do these readings, but there is something about this death card of like, it feels really, really done. Like you couldn't revive something even if you wanted to, you know? Now, there might be fear a little bit with that Nine of Swords. It seems to be fear of going it alone. Now, you might be starting a business, right? And starting your entrepreneurial journey. You might be breaking up with someone or leaving a relationship. You might be trying to move to a new city. You might be trying, whatever. But there does seem to be a lot of stress about doing it alone. Or being, a hermit. Now, I know Cancer can handle hermit mode. I think a lot of people enjoy hermit mode. But I don't know that that's really where you're going to want to continue to be if you have been in hermit mode for a really long time already. There's definitely a lot of focus on this guy for me. Some of you are embracing it. Others of you are afraid of it. And some of you are getting tired of it. It's going to be different for each Cancer out there. But there's definitely anxiety around it, whichever direction you're going. Whether you're going into it or coming out of it, there's anxiety there. But there's safety with the Hermit. There's safety with doing this on your own or making this switch or change or whatever it is. You're really, really secure. And you have the wisdom that you need to really sustain, okay, to succeed and to make something work. So it's not like you're not operating from an arsenal of wisdom, okay? You are. It's just a matter of having faith in yourself. All right. And maybe I don't know why I started this reading with the signals. That was just the first thing that popped into my head when I saw that card. Maybe it has a little bit to do with what's going on over here. But also, like I said, picking up on the signals from your future self, picking up on the inklings of what movements need to happen and what choices need to be made. I do feel that Cancer is really starting to push with something. If anything has been kind of stagnating, you're now in this position where you really want to start pushing, especially as that sun comes into Aries, which is 10th house activation later on in March. You're going to really start to push and really start to kind of do whatever it takes to really start seeing results. If this is in fact something that you are leaving or moving away from, now I don't necessarily see that in the cards, but I'll just put it out there. If you are moving away from this Page of Cups with the Four of Cups situation, it's the harder and harder you push away from this, the faster and faster the growth is going to be with something else. I don't think running away from this is denial. Unless you actually really have to have some kind of conversation of closure. All right. But many of you, you won't owe this person anything. You don't owe this person a conversation of hey, I'm not sticking around for this. I'm not interested. You can just simply walk away or be no, thanks, and then move on. And that's fine. Let's pull out the clarifiers and see what else comes out. So for those of you who are new, the clarifying cards I'm going to talk about in the comprehensive reading. And the link for that will be found below. And I usually talk for another 20 to 30 minutes about all these cards. Okay. So what else does the universe need from Cancer? We have the Queen of Wands. Okay, we have the Ace of Wands. Five of Wands. What's going on in the environment for Cancer? So what is happening in the environment for Cancer? We have a 10 of Coins. We have a 3 of Wands. Okay, and a 6 of Wands. Beautiful. Environment looks pretty set up for your success, Cancer. Okay. Oh, well, hold on. That's the wrong deck. We're going to use this one. All right. So for the star, what else does Cancer need to know about that star? Beautiful. 8 of Wands. Love to see that movement. 9 of Swords. Okay, so that's definitely connected there. Another 3 of Wands. Okay. Some of you might be dealing with like an Aquarian type of person. Now, they may not be an Aquarius, but they may have some Aquarian tendencies. We have the Hanged Man. Definitely seeing the world from a whole new angle. 7 of Coins, Queen of Coins. 4 of Coins. I'm sorry, 4 of Cups, I mean. 6 of Coins. Not surprised. And the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. 7 of Wands with the 5 of Coins. Oh, okay. Page of Coins. Oh, you know, I accidentally, that's fine. Okay. Ace of Coins. I think there's a lot of financial focus for Cancer happening in March. Yeah, definitely a lot of money focus and aligning with people who are able to give more. 7 of Swords, 4 of Wands, and another Fool card. And we have another Queen of Wands as well. Ace of Wands, Queen of Wands, 3 of Swords, and 7 of Cups. Okay, so this is where we're going to pick up in the comprehensive. So if you want to join, you are more than welcome. All the info down below. Thank you all so much. You guys know I love and adore you. Have an amazing month. And I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.